Hi guys, it's Evelyn and welcome back to my channel, and today I'll be talking about week 3 of my Faster 5k training plan. Each week comprises of 3 sessions, an interval session. At the moment I'm going through a 4-week cycle of 10-minute warm-up jog, 8 rounds of a 400 meter 25-minute 5k pace, and then a recovery of 90 seconds. And then a cool down of initially 5 minutes, but this week I extended it to 10 minutes so that I would cover 7k across that training session, and then a 5k tempo or faster paced run, and then finally ending the week with a long run, a minimum of 6 miles, 10k. Last week I finished up with a 13-mile run, which I haven't done in a while, so I was quite pleased about that. And the following day, Monday, which is the first day of week 3, I would normally try and test out my rest day mile and see how fast I can get to that mile. This week, because of the previous day having run 13 miles, I was a bit slower, but I was trying my hardest to push through and ended up running a mile in 9 minutes 56 seconds, which is a bit slower than normal, about 20 odd seconds slower than normal, but I got it under 10 seconds, so I was happy about that. So even with my body still recovering from a half marathon the day before, I was still under 10 minutes, so I was cool about that. My actual interval session, which is the first session of the 5k plan for this week, was on the Wednesday. I always aim for it to be on Tuesday, but it ends up being on Wednesday, me being my lazy self recently. So I think I should just plan to do it on Wednesdays from now on. That session went quite well. My 10-minute warm-up was a bit sluggish to start with, but it ended up being on par with how I normally jog that warm-up session. And I always think that, how am I going to run fast now? I'm so slow. But then when the watch clicks in to start that session, it's just go, go, go. So I ended up doing that first session in about 2 minutes 14 seconds, not too bad. I think I'll put the actual splits alongside me so you can actually see, because I can't remember exactly. So I was aiming to do the recovery intervals as jogs and not just walks. I started off that first recovery section with a bit of a jog, probably up to about 20 to 30 seconds, and by then I was totally shattered, so I couldn't continue with jogging the rest of that recovery, so I ended up walking. For the recovery sessions of 400 meters to be as close to 2 minutes as possible, which is a 25-minute 5k pace or a 5-minute 1k pace. And so the 400 meter sections went from a range of between 2 minutes 3 seconds to 2 minutes 14 at the most, as you'll see in the splits. So not too bad. And then the cool down was 10 minutes. I was nicely warmed up by then, so it went through smoothly. So I ended up covering the 7k that I planned to cover by extending the cool down from 5 minutes to 10. It took me 47 minutes 13 seconds to do that 7k with the walk break, so I was pleased with that. About on par with the previous week, so it was a good session. Slightly slower run intervals, but overall did good. I thought I did good anyway. Then the next session was the 5k paced run. So that was on the non-park run day. So it was a virtual 5k for my park run, as I'm calling them now. And I did actually go towards the park this Saturday. I went the opposite direction. So I think I'm moving away from running in town with all the things that are going on. There's so many people around. So this way is slightly less, I wouldn't say congested because that's not the right word, but there's less people around if I go in the direction that I'm going in. So if I run earlier, then I can go that direction because that's closer to the town centre. But the times that I'm going, it's probably best to stick to this side, quieter side of town. But I felt really good about the run. Started off really well. My first 1k was 5:59, and then the second one was 5:49. And I knew I was going some, and that's going some for me. To be below 6 minutes for a kilometre is doing well for me recently. And I could actually feel it. So when I got to the end of the 2k, I was so shattered, I had to stop. So rather than stopping to walk to slow down my time, I stopped static, paused my watch, took a bit of a breather, maybe 10, 15 seconds or so, and then I carried on from there. Turned around, so it was just over 2k, so I probably got to about 2.3k at this point, nearly halfway. And then I stopped, I took a bit of a breather, and then I carried on. So my 3rd K, because it was that stop, it was 6:05, which is still quite fast for me, so I was happy with that. And did I stop again? I think I stopped once more, but even for like 5 seconds. Why I stopped, I don't know, but didn't really need to. And then my 4th K was 5:51, or just under, and then my 5th K was 5:56. Overall, it took me 29 minutes, 47 seconds to do 5K. My first on my own sub 30-minute 5K for a long time. So I'm gonna say that's an improvement. 29:47, I was really happy with that, despite stopping. So I'm taking it an improvement. So it tells me that my speed work sessions, the plan is working if I can stick to it. And then my long run was 10K, and I did that in 1:07, so not too bad. I think 1:07:45, so just under. I didn't want to tick over 1:08, so I felt good about that as well. It was fine, I was happy with it. It was a nice leisurely run up the busway with a lot of people around. They were keeping their distance, but you know, there was more people than normal, so I need to try and get up early to do my runs. Or earlier anyway. With everything that's going on, I've not been motivated enough to keep this going. I will try and keep this going for you guys, or for me really, but for you guys. I've started something, I need to achieve it. I will need to have something to keep me motivated, to keep me going, because if I don't have this, I don't know what I'll do. I found out that my contract is going to be ended early, so I was due to finish in June. Now I'm going to finish in a couple of weeks, so just before, the week before the end of April. So I'm quite disappointed with that. So everything is just food and short runs. I've been trying to walk to enjoy the sunshine and to enjoy the break. That's another reason why I don't really, not that I don't want to run early, and beside the fact that I don't really get up early, but I didn't want to run in the morning, because if I run in the morning, then I'm in the house a whole day until the next day. And so if I run at lunchtime, it breaks up the day. So that's why I've been sort of leaning towards doing my runs at lunchtime. But then also, if I wanted to go, even though you're not supposed to go for a long run, but if I wanted to go for a longer run, I'm really cut short because I have to get back to work, for now anyway. So I really need to bring back my runs to early starts before work starts. And then even if I have to start work at 10 and finish at 6, doesn't matter, I haven't got anywhere to go to get home. So I might try and do that for my next week. I'm going to at least finish the first 4-week cycle before I think about even stopping. I'm glad with the progress that I've seen so far. It's working its way slowly. I just need to keep this in check and stop eating. Yeah, I put on pounds. I tell you, I've been, I'm calling them lockdown pounds. What else is there to do? I'm in this 1-bedroom flat. My kitchen is right there. This is my desk where I work at. My TV's over there. I don't have far to go, so that's why I'm so glad that we still are able to get out there and do our 1 piece of exercise a day, because if I was holed up in here 24/7, I would be going insane. That ends this week's update. So next week is going to be week 4. So I'll repeat the same sessions again, 400-meter intervals, 1 minute 30 second, hopefully jog recovery or walking recovery, and 5K, and then a long run. I'm hoping to do a longer than 10K for this week's long run. See if I can get another 13 miles. Maybe I'll do alternate runs and help keep those calories at bay. But anyway, that's the plan. Thank you so much for watching. If you do like the video, select the thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed already, please do click the subscribe button, and I'll be back to you with another video. Take care, stay safe, bye.